tell us that story, how you got that Bible, and how did your life intersect with a believer? How in the world did a believer, because Israel isn't Christianity, and Palestinians aren't Christian. How'd you do that in the Middle East?
I was in Jerusalem visiting friends, and a cab driver from England. Maybe he doesn't know today about my story yet. He invited me to Bible study. He invited me in English, and I didn't even speak English at that time. I went to the Bible study, and they gave me the Bible as a gift. Start to read the Bible, and when I was reading the Sermon on the Mount, see the standards, the high standards of Jesus Christ, the great values that they are. Without them, we would destroy us a long time ago as human beings.
Yes.
And when I was reading Love Your Enemy, that made perfect sense to me, because I was confused, who is my enemy all the time? Trying to look for an enemy to blame him for what was happening in my life and what was all the persecution against my people and the suffering of humankind in general.
You were in a cab, and a cab driver?
I was walking downtown the old city of Jerusalem, and a cab driver was inviting people to a Bible study.
Did you know it was a Bible study you were going to?
No. When he asked me in English, I could understand that it was about Christianity, and because during that time I was in a relationship with Jews.
Right.
Okay. To us as Muslims, Jews are infidels. And I still learned a lot from the Jewish people. So when I was invited by a Christian, I said, let's go and see what the other infidels have to say. You know, I learned some from infidels. It seems like the other infidels what they have to say. So I went to the Bible study. This is why I went. I went out of curiosity. It wasn't that, oh yeah, let's go. I went there kind of proud, you know. It's like, let's see what they have to say, you know. So I went there, and you know, they didn't say something great, but they could give me the Bible, and it was the right time. They had no idea who I was. Trust me, if they had an idea, they wouldn't invite me, first of all. Second, if they knew when I was in the meeting, they would run out. Nobody would stay in the room. But thank God, 6 months later, they knew who I was, and they still were afraid.
They gave you a Bible in Arabic?
They gave me a Bible in Arabic and English. It's in both languages, the New Testament, and what Jesus Christ taught on the mountain made a perfect sense to me.
Your story sounds like the Apostle Paul. No man claimed his salvation. God directly intervened, and the church had a hard time believing he was legitimate. It's an amazing parallel there. You received the Bible, and then tell us a little more of the spiritual journey you went on from the time of the Bible study and receiving the Bible.
Now I start to read the Bible, and as all of us know, there are some things in the Bible that we don't understand, especially that when we are beginners. And there are some violent verses, as some seculars say, and they try to compare it to the Quran, and they are totally mistaken. They are totally mistaken. But still, I was fascinated about Jesus Christ as a teacher. I didn't adopt him as God. I said, this is a great teacher, but I cannot have him as God. It took me 6 years to study Christianity, to re-study Islam, to study Buddhism, to study Hinduism, to study most religions, in fact. And I'm a major of history. I graduated from Jerusalem School. And it was part of my studying. And I said, you know, I was born as a Muslim. This is not enough. Why I supposed to be? What if I was born in a Jewish family? I would be a Jew today. So this is not enough just to be born in that. I want to use my mind and try to find the real God. But it was very difficult thing to do, because I told you, what if I discover a different God than mine? Will I be able to pay the price for that or not? And but as I told you, I took the risks of this journey. And I saw Jesus Christ as a great teacher at the beginning, and later on I adopt him as my God, Lord and Savior. But what I wanted to say through, this is a long process. Some people would come here and sit down, guys, and tell you, I saw God in a dream, and he changed my life. You know, I believe that God do miracles. I'm not saying that he doesn't. Yes, he does. But what happened in my life, it was a whole process that I think everybody should look carefully, especially Muslims and Christians, about what really was happening. Because God is very patient, and he's still very patient with me till this moment. He doesn't force himself on anybody. He gives you the choice, and if you choose, if you believe, and I'm not talking that you believe in a religion or believe in a church or even believe in a pastor. Yes, those great leaders inspire us, but our main focus is on the Lord always.
Amen. Amen.